Prior to engaging with this task, students should have explored multiple representations of multiplication of natural numbers. In particular, students should have spent time working with the number line to explore multiplication. In this task, students will consider the effect of multiplication for integers and for real numbers. The link to the GeoGebra file that will be used is displayed here. When you open the link, the following GeoGebra file will display. A first-year student could use this file to investigate the effect on a real number of multiplying by another real number. Students should spend some time investigating the effect of an integer of multiplying by another integer. Questions such as, consider the effect on 4 of multiplying by 3. Students can move the numbers on the number line to consider this. The product 12 is displayed. What observations might a student make about this? Consider the first hint. A student might record that 12 is further away from 0 than 4. Consider the second hint. Is there a scaling? A student might record that if we scale 4 3 times, we arrive at 12. Consider the third hint. Is there a rotation? If 0 is the reference point, would it be reasonable for a student to say that while we have a scaling, 12 lies in the same direction as 4, or that there is no change in direction, so there is no rotation? A student should consider several examples. Consider, for example, what is the effect on 2 of multiplying by 5? A student should notice that 2 is scaled by a factor of 3 and that the product is located in the same direction. Students should also consider an example where b is negative. For example, what is the effect on 2 of multiplying by minus 3? 2 is scaled by a factor of 3, but this time the product is located to the left. A student should conclude that there is a rotation and that this rotation is 180 degrees. Students should be given time to explore several examples, choosing different values for b, but also for a, ensuring that positive and negative examples are chosen. Students should draw their own conclusions about the effect of the multiplication of integers. These conclusions could then be discussed with the class before the teacher summarises the key learning. The key learning for our students should be made explicit. What is the effect on an integer a of multiplying by an integer b? If b is positive, a is scaled by a factor of b and there is no rotation. If b is negative, a is scaled by a factor of b and there is a rotation of 180 degrees. To extend this learning, students could consider the extension question. Now students need to consider what is the effect of multiplying real numbers. Students can use the sliders to choose different values for a and b. Using the previously summarised learning, students should be able to choose several examples to investigate if these conclusions hold true when a and b are real. The learning should be summarised. It is important that students understand the relationship between integers and real numbers and recognise that the rules for multiplication are consistent.